And we're back live.
So Thilo, do you want to win Commentator of the Year?
I don't know. I mean, I have done pretty little compared to the year or the 2 years before. I mean,
I don't think that really makes a difference.
Well, to be honest, I don't really care about winning it or not. And under these circumstances, I would leave the prize to Dom if he wants it.
Dom isn't here, thus Dom is officially the Commentator of the Year.
Hooray!
Hooray for Dom! Let's tell him when he gets back. Is anything interesting happening out on the track? No.
No, currently nothing really interesting happens. We also don't have the tracker yet. So, if you wonder why there is no header, so no tracking graphics, they are deactivated because it makes no sense showing you the starting lineup. So my dear colleague is back.
Oh.
We voted you Commentator of the Year, just so you know.
Oh, great! Oh, great!
You're
Now
not allowed
to
to drive LFS within the next 1 to 2 years. And that includes if S3 or Scirocco or Rockingham or any of that pish comes out.
Well. Okay.
Now we have the reason why Tomek refused to be interviewed, right?
No, he's gone back in the car and for a while, so he said no. So guys, do you think S3 will happen?
No. Oh, yes, but not exactly tomorrow.
Or maybe tomorrow. We actually don't know.
Christmas present? Yeah, no.
Well, we hope for a Christmas present for the last 3 years.
You do realise the last time a major physics update was released was on the 10th of December 2007.
No, there was one in 2008.
Yes,
Just
but
for
that wasn't a
IGCC.
physics update, that was a
No,
balancing
it
update.
was. Yeah, well, it was a balancing update, but that still affected the physics of the details.
Yes, but I mean like general tire physics and blah.
I've heard, well, I heard of the car meet last year. I think you two have heard the same thing of the same person who cannot be identified for legal reasons, that basically all that's holding content updates back is the tire physics, and that to me seems backward even for liver speed standards.
I don't know, I think I find it hard to believe that's true.
I don't, I cannot believe that nothing else other than tire physics has happened over the last few years.
Well, of course not, but... well... for legal reasons I would like to not say anything.
Well,
in case I have not voted Commentator of the Year.
Ban Deutschland 2007.
I have a second account.
Ban Dom LFS. Oh, my phone's back.
No, that's my Minecraft account.
Mr. Stephen Martin, you may have heard of him, he might be some shit safety car driver, has asked a question of us. What will be more successful, the launch of Formula E or the launch of S3?
S3, because it won't electrocute you.
Thank you. Done. Steve, you didn't need your popcorn. Don't tweet again. Thank you.
Oh, Twitter. Dennis Lind in the pits.
Yeah, he is. A nice red clutch which will probably not decrease in temperature by giving it a nice launch.
4 hours into the race, we give you a little rundown, especially due to the fact that we don't have a tracker, and especially due to the fact that we don't have a scroll bar for that circumstance. We've got... Oh, there is some work being done in the background, I was told. But we've got Conquest Racing in the lead in front of Vortex EU and Genuine Racing.
Oh, that 4-wide action into turn 1 for 3 classes, just as Nokia checks its defense.
And now he has got to lap through that, because everyone there has to be lapped by him. No, except Cooper. Oh! Yeah, 5th place.
Honking isn't gonna get you anywhere. Come on.
Honking would give you a penalty in virtual racing LFS Masters.
Honking would give you extra points in real life, because that means you somehow managed to keep with the horn. I think they have to be removed by FIRX.
And if not, it's removed due to weight. Yeah. 5th place, Infinity Esports. 6th place, the car we are just having on stream.
Niter Velox.
Thanks. 7th is the number 4 of M5S. Oh, and the rule you were talking about was dropped 2 years ago.
What? That makes no sense.
Owen.
I would if that's the case.
No,
I'm gonna...
Mustang with Owen on top.
If that's the case, I'm gonna have an air horn playing like a Garacha in a race car then.
However, 8th place is Conquest Racing number 7. 9th place is Last Lap Motorsports. 10th, Race Green Autosports, and 11th Scuderia Gas Racing. Then we move to GT2. Tommy Osgard in the Virus car leads in front of Iron Club and Savage Sim Sports. Then we've got the 53 of Fast and Crazy, and
then
the 70 Core.
Some really nice guys there.
Yep. Nice guy.
Oh, and there was contact between 55 and 69, and 55 was backwards in the swimming pool section of the track. Which is the start of second 2.
For a moment, I really had to think about where around
the swimming pool is. Where is it?
Yeah, he dropped down to 6th due to that. In 5th place, we've got the 69 of Mafia Racing. But further down, I don't think we can really say. Because there are some issues with the tracker, and the people who timed out are not really shown in server. And we just got the official message that tracker.newdimensionracing.com will be inoperable for the remainder of the race. So we lost the feature.
And Now we need about 28 volunteers to sit at the side of the track with a stopwatch and a piece of paper and a pen to count people's laps. Do it the old way.
The race control app is actually logging laps, but
It's magical.
well, reminds me a bit of NEC round 1.
Yeah, we had a tracker.
Yeah, but we thought we did. It was the greatest relief all year that the tracker worked, although it shouldn't have worked.
Oh, Goik's gonna... Oh, Christ! Goik almost absolutely torn into by Santos. In turn number 2, Santos went absolutely in too deep, whacked off the wall, bounced into the middle of the road and almost into Goik.
By the way, whenever I see Santos, I think it's the guy from Core Racing. I think Pedro Santos was his name, which is a bit confusing.
Well... Do you have any news for us, CSF?
No.
I just wondered. Okay.
I'm already being threatened by claiming that this might be the Pedro Santos from Core Racing. It's not. That's what I'm trying to point out.
Oh.
I'm not
God.
being threatened, but well, I like saying that I'm being, so that more pressure is being applied.
Sepp wrote, thanks for mention Dom on CL17 AS5 combo.
No problem. Whatever I did.
Well,
And Magnus Bjorndal is joining for Savage Sim Sports. I haven't seen him in about
Bloody
4
hell!
million years.
bloody hell, yeah.
That's a name that... Phew.
That's the
Last
name
time I
even
saw him was he
remember.
was protesting me for cutting a chicane with 2 punctures.
Oh. He'll
Hell,
take
driver,
over
we'll see.
the color of Martin Kapal.
Dennis Lind is going to join us for an interview, boys, if you want.
Sure.
Here he comes. Dennis Lind, the first hour, it was going so well. I think some of the defensive driving you performed when under attack from the FXR bus thing was brilliant. How do you assess your race just now?
Well, we had some difficulties in the second stint with Tomic getting one puncture and then another, which pretty much, well, it didn't help at all. And now we're stuck in 6th behind Infinity, so, well, don't have high hopes, but a top 5 is not out of grasp.
In the first stint, were you... actually, there was one moment, I think you hit the barrier on the back straight on the motorway when you were trying to defend against Eunice. Did you actually hit the barrier, or was that just my replay sort of showing you bouncing slightly?
I did actually hit the barrier.
Yeah, I thought you did. I was quite confused. I couldn't actually work out why you went that close.
Well, it's something that should be like keep your eyes on the road, because I was pretty much looking backwards at the bus and seeing where he would go, and when I turned back, suddenly there was a wall, so I sort of like...
Leader in pit lane.
So I sort
and
of...
car 49 puncture.
So I sort of went ape shit, and then I turned, because it scared me. It was worse than those scream thing.
It looked like a fairly interesting few stints for you. I mean, were there any other major incidences that you thought were controversial?
Yeah, I had a come together with Iron Club, which spun me out, and effectively was my first pit stop of my 2 stints here. Coming out of, well, the uphill left-hander just after the sector 2 chicane. When we came out of the corner, I felt like I was on the inside, and he was sort of moving a bit across to the middle of the track, and he hit me right on the, well, right rear, and it just spun me straight away. I couldn't really do anything, so I don't know if it was my fault or his or whatever. I don't really care now, because it's in the past, so now we just look forward, basically.
It's always hard around here with the lapping. Do you think the lapping of the GT2s and even the GT1s has been quite considerably harder than in previous years, where it's been Master of Endurance or IGTC or whatever?
Well, the standard of driving has certainly dropped a lot since those days. It's not so pleasant to let people, because you simply don't know where they're going. Because some of them move like into unlogical places and act really stupid on track, and others are just holding the racing line like they're supposed to do. And well, yeah, I don't think GT1 cars are much better. I've seen something on the stream also that was very controversial. I'm sure I've done stupid stuff this race as well, but I think it's just a pain factor with the GT2s on the track, and well, alongside with the GT1s, it's really, really difficult. Also around here, it's always been difficult, but it's not so nice to race against them here now.
As for the future of Live for Speed competition, I know you're quite committed to Live for Speed. Do you think there's actually a future for it, or do you think that everybody's actually going to go away considerably more than they have in the last few years? You talk about it's harder to overtake the GT2s and GT1s. Do you think that's going to continue in the next few years, or do you think it will come back if S3, etc., is released for Live for Speed?
I mean, there's a bunch of new people that's never or has less experience with getting past or passing people. I think the standard of driving is caused because it's very unexperienced drivers on both ends. So I think that's most of it. And I mean, it's a new flood of LFS drivers, and it's nice to see. But yeah, I think after a few years it will be, or maybe even after this season, it will be a lot better. But I don't know what's more important, releases or that 3D thing. I don't even know who's using that, or I mean, it's sort of useless for the speed. With like worse than 2D graphics, and we have 3D. It's going to be fun.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying about the new drivers, because I think the last time I did this was maybe February or January, and I didn't recognise half the drivers at the start of this race. And I think it's actually good for Live for Speed if Live for Speed still has a pool for people coming in that are new, and I think that it's good that New Dimension Racing still offers chance for them, because team racing for me for Live for Speed is the big draw. It always has been, and I think it should always be. Even in S3, team racing, team endurance racing, that's what Live for Speed does best, and that's what Live for Speed, for me, I don't know if you agree with this, anybody in this commentary box just now, that's what Live for Speed should aim for in the future, because iRacing doesn't have it, and the Assetto Corsa, I haven't seen anything that's going to jump out at me toward team racing, but I could be wrong there. But Live for Speed, certainly for S3, for me, I'd like to see the continuation of that if S3 comes out, it's good.
Yeah, I mean the way that we can race with teammates and swap drivers in the cars is probably pretty dead on. I don't see how it would be improved. I mean, what Live for Speed needs now is a bit more tracks and a bit more cars. Maybe even some, faster ones, because the GT1 cars are not the fastest GT cars available at the market right now. So I mean, it's. I mean, whenever Scotland believes that his 3D is up to, yeah, I don't ever think the 3D is going to be as good as any other game out with 3D at the moment. But I think once he starts releasing new content, maybe we see some old names popping back every now and then, because I still talk to some of the old peeps and they say that the only reason they don't play Live for Speed is because simply they're bored of driving around South City and Aston. It's it's sort of sad to see, but hopefully in the next few months or years there will be new content available, and new drivers will be coming to Live for Speed again once things start moving and they get this commercial side done. And it's a bright future, but it's been like this for the last 5 years, so yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, I sort of agree with you. I think that Live for Speed still is the only simulator to me that has felt right and felt as though I could actually develop it. I haven't actually tried to set a course up, but I will do in the future. But yeah, I think there could be a bright future. And if the rumours that I heard at the end of or the middle of last year are true, that there's a lot of content waiting for Scowin's physics, then it's going to be very interesting to see what happens after that, because even though the tracks are not real, Live for Speed's tracks are still fun to drive.
Oh yeah, they're very challenging. I mean, they have, there's corners that replicate corners in real life. That's what the best tracks are made of. Pretty much every corner has something to do with a real track. And they put that together in such a good way that the tracks are always original and fun to drive. But there's no more that eye-opening factor of this corner is so cool, because it's just the same old.
Mm-hmm. Anyway, thank you, Dennis. Enjoy the rest of your race.
Thank you, sir, and you too.
Dennis Lind there. So, ladies and gentlemen, Thilo, please inform us what we have missed while I was talking to Dennis.
So we didn't miss a lot. Tommy Osgard gave the car back to Trolley for the leading GT2 car for Team Virus. And in GT1 we saw the pit stop of Goik, who was passed by Pitkanen at the pit exit. So Goik and Conquest Racing number 8 are in 3rd position. However, the two cars ahead are one pit stop short, so that's how it currently is.
No, they're not. You're wrong.
I'm wrong.
Car 22 is the pit stop short.
Oh, you are... Aha, okay. So you're actually trying to...
That's what we were talking about an hour ago.
Yeah, right. When... yeah. So this car is actually...
Conquest and number 9 Jenna car both have a pit stop left in the race.
Yep. And Vansu is going to have to pit 2 times from now.
Unless he magically makes the tires last really long, I would say so, yeah.
What I'm curious about... what? What I'm curious about is... Yeah, I've got a pub mouth after 4 hours. is if Javanse is going to pit for repairs. I think so.
I would disagree. That's their only chance if they don't repair.
Yeah, it's their only chance. For me, it depends. I think Javanse is not giving it to back to Koskinen, so I don't think that there is really the need of repairing the damage yet. I think they will have to when they switch drivers again, for two reasons. One, you don't want to jump into a broken car.
It's a FXR, it doesn't matter. If the wheels are still pointing straight, then you drive it.
Yeah, but second, seeing how much damage was added by Koskinen.
Tires are still wearing fine. Personally, I can't see a reason why they would repair.
Yeah, but again, I just mean that there was some heavy damage being added by Koskinen.
Enjoyed our Formula E discussion more than this race.
Simply because it's Formula E.
Our Formula E is my joke of the year. I don't think it's going to work, it just simply won't. But it could lead to some headlines like shock! Marshall struck by electric current from decharging Formula E car. Like we had back when Kerr started in testing in F1.
Yeah, the way you read it out, it reminded me of the biggest German newspaper with the 4 letters.
Oh dear. I almost said the word.
Never ever say the word. It's cursed.
Have their own TV channel now, so it's okay.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah.
Yeah, in the race, what's going on in the race?
So far, so little.
Wow, it's really action-packed.
Oh, Tessic! In the middle!
Wow, that was a bit of a squeeze.
Sorry, but I couldn't get this one on stream in time, but
a lot of cars in the last corner. He made it through safe. That's the story,
yeah.
Roughly.
Well, in a way, it's a bit like the Hacking and Schumacher overtake, but with the difference
But
that
far
Ricardo
less spectacular.
No, that Ricardo Santos actually overtaking them both, and not the other way around.
Oh dear.
Oh dear.
That would have been something. Ricardo Zonta demolishes Schumacher and Häkkinen. Jesus Christ. That would have made the headlines for years to come. Oh, and contact between the 30 and the 72.
Well, I'm not surprised either way.
I think Dominik's being very, very kind to lap cars again. And we've got Lager coming in for Infinity Esports.
Yeah, taking the car of Jacob Cooper.
Looking at the tyres, that's what they need to do.
Jake.
Don't go for that gap. Dear God, don't honk at him. You always crashed him off.
It's the one who laps task to do a safe pass. And you can't do a safe pass if you drive to the edge of the car.
Or try to drive through it.
Yeah, when the car already is turned in.
If I was a GT2, to be honest, To be honest, I wouldn't let a GT1 pass there if I didn't absolutely have to. And he didn't absolutely have to, so what's the problem?
Yes, I don't see the problem.
Vansu was in the pits. I didn't even notice that. If I didn't see him come out of pit lane, I wouldn't have noticed that.
Yeah, same.
That means he's third again with one pit stop to go. Shorter one than the rest, than the 2 cars ahead of him, though.
Yeah, he will be able to drive for half an hour in the final stint.
Something like that. Maybe less. I mean, he's on R4 front at all, after all, I mean. Oh, Jacob Group has a right front puncture! Infinity with a right front puncture, they just went that one lap too long and now they're paying for it!
Oh, and the left-hand corner.
Hope he makes the pit lane entry and doesn't end up with the pit bull.
Well, that's the good thing about a right-hand puncture. You don't lose as much grip as on a left-hand corner.
Still lost quite a bit of time from it though. Won't be happy with that, I'm pretty sure. Oh dear, and misses 2 pit stalls. He's seemingly gonna be overtaken by Moretto in the M5S car, car number 4. But we haven't seen a lot of there, really.
Well, we've seen them.
We saw them at the start when they went charging through to second.
Yeah, and afterwards we just saw them how they got overtaken and handed back.
You know, that was kind of a very Alonso-esque start.
Yeah, in a way.
Oh, I made up 4 places! Oh dear, I'm being overtaken because my car doesn't do any pace at all.
King 3, yellow flag, because... Oh no.
Look at that suspension!
Nice guy.
But on Kingsbury's car, his right side suspension is trash.
Oh dear. That could be the next mechanical flag.
Doesn't seem... Oh my god, oh my god. He's actually holding up GT2s at this point, it seems.
Boom. And add some more.
If that was a GT3 car, the people who made it would be rubbing their hands.
More money.
More money, more money, yay!
That's what the super touring car manufacturers thought in the 90s as well.
GT3 is the new super touring. Well, it is, in terms of volume and popularity. Tell me a country where there isn't a bloody GT3 championship.
Mechanical flag for the...
Car 25, that's Ray Kingsbury, shockingly enough.
For Last Lap Motorsports.
He's struggling his way around. He's doing a bit better than car 14 did.
Yeah, he's faster than car 14 was when it was.
Except on that last lap where he did a 140.
Yeah, but that was due to the spin, and I have the.
Oh yeah, of course, yeah, the spin, yeah.
I have the feeling that was with contact with core, maybe. I mean, both were spun in the same corner, in the same lap.
Pretty sure, yeah. Who was it for? We won't know until Someone tells us, most likely.
Yeah, especially for car racing, it is crucial because they are fighting for third.
Oh! What have I
Or
missed?
they were.
LLM have a meatball flag.
And meatball flag. And car racing is currently down to
Place.
6th and 7th in class.
Oh dear.
Don't think they lost all of it due to the spin, but
Judging, well, maybe the position in front of them or 2 maximum, but I don't know. Even they seem a bit far away.
well,
Palmer says he might be coming in soon, by the way, boys.
I am being informed by a certain core racing member that they've been T-boned from behind.
Oh.
By said car 25.
When you were racing, we also heard some rumor that 25 was out there to hit other cars.
Really? Is it not like last round where they'd helped to draft them?
Kingsbury in the pit lane for the 7th time. Last Lap Motorsports is in the pits.
GT1, you mean?
GT1, yeah.
Okay. Now out of the pits.
By the way, their number 72 GT2 car has been in pits for 6 times today.
Nice.
Seems like Moretto forced his way by the GT2 leader.
Moretto is in 6th. Oh, you mean he lapped him? Okay.
Yeah, he lapped him.
I thought you meant this for position or something. Okay, but yeah, he did go by the GT2 leader. I have to admit that.
Yeah, and due to the fact that there has been contacts, as I said, he forced his way through. Just to clear up your confusion.
Yeah, well, this race is getting a bit long.
Long race is long.
The commentary booth is going to be considerably decoized in a second because Jonathan Palmer is coming up in a few minutes, so he says again. We've got the donuts ready, Deco. So Pickenham's leading.
Yes, he is.
And he's got 1 stop to go. And so
Yes.
does Goik.
So is Goik. And they are 3 seconds apart.
Picken has to push. Because he's got a lot of life left in those tyres, boy.
Boy? What? When did we go to the boy range of words?
Suddenly we turn American.
Man, boy.
Man boy?
Man boy! Sounds like the worst superhero of all times.
He is 16 years old, but he looks like 60. He is man boy.
That's what
No,
Crystal
no, no, no,
Meth
no, no,
does
no,
to
no,
you.
no. Man boy. Anyway, speaking of which, a friend, somebody I knew when I was growing up and I was playing a certain sport competitively in
Did he become a
Scotland.
superhero?
I still am. No, he's been sentenced to 2.5 years in jail for sleeping with a 13 and 14-year-old. Just thought I'd just broadcast that because his name is Lee Clark. His name is Lee Clark. Don't go near him. Pedo.
Now we've got pedo and so pedo dissing for the internet. Fantastic. That's what the stream needs.
I'm gonna win commentator of the year just because of this performance where I've drunk about 10 glasses of wine and beer and stuff. I make it to the end of the race though. Hour and 25 to go.
Why do I now have to think of Boothie?
Boothie is close to where he lives, but Boothie's name is Michael Booth.
Yeah, of course.
And Boothie, when he was up here, did not seem like a paedophile to me.
No, it's not directly about pedophiles what I'm thinking of, but
Oh, is it not? Oh, well.
no, there was. I can remember one broadcast where there was some story about someone named Michael Booth.
Yeah.
And he was really pissed that we mentioned that story.
He's always pissed. Well, not pissed, but he's unhappy.
Grumpy.
But he's, to be honest, the thing about Boothie is he's actually pretty misunderstood 80% of the time.
Well, that's not a lot of time for me because I haven't been on NDRTS for about 1 million years.
Yeah, I come on frequently. No, I don't come on frequently anymore. But whenever I do, it's always Jack.
It's always... Yeah, it is.
And Seaman.
Some people might think that they misunderstood something.
Seaman is Simon Cattell, just so everybody knows. Simon Cattell, everybody remembers Simon Cattell.
You're told
Miserable
now.
Birmingham bastard.
Like Nigel Mansell.
Very much. Just I don't think Nigel Mansell hated everybody that was left wing.
You're getting another message.
Damn! Oh, it's a text this time.
Oh, it's a text of Simon. I would laugh if it was.
It's definitely not Simon.
Good. Speaking of LFS, we had been speaking of LFS, we have been speaking of LFS, we're going to speak about LFS.
Really? Oh man, that's boring.
Yeah, one of the oldest leagues in the German, what shall I call it, fraction?
LFS, well, it's not a scene, is it?
It never been one scene, but
it's just
many.
It's like more like a collection of refugees.
Yeah, somewhat something like that. Well, one of the oldest leagues from these refugees, or yeah, it actually had its last ever LFS race this Wednesday.
Because even they couldn't be bothered anymore to go on with about 10 people each season.
Yeah, pretty much.
What? What are we discussing?
Something German.
Oh, City Liga.
No. City League has way more people than this league.
Yeah, I was doing that league as well, and we were a total of 20 races in over 10 races.
Yeah.
City League is dead, isn't it?
No, it will come back.
It just took a break.
I've already been paid to do commentary, it's fantastic.
Yeah, sponsored by Erdinger.
No, by Michelin, you're wrong.
Yeah, okay. Well, that league was the Virtual Racing LFS Masters, and they've been around for 19 seasons and closed it.
It's just basically 19 seasons you have to factor in. That's 2 seasons of the year. That's basically quite some time.
Yeah, and the guy who won the championship is, is someone who also did MOE back in the days.
Back in the day? Oh no, that's the most overused phrase in LFS these days.
And yeah, I think we researched it that he got 2 race wins in MOE. Felix Sillen.
Oh dear God. I mean, yeah. Interesting.
He won the whole thing in front of his teammate and LFS newbie Matthias Klock, and those 2 are actually racing for Race Star, which is reborn for some reason. So that is what happened there. I competed in it. I finished 13th overall because I was very slow at the last race. To put it that way.
No balance of performance. That's disgraceful.
Dom, are you going to win this race?
Which race? This one, you mean?
This one.
This one.
Oh, I don't know. Maybe.
It would be. How many win would it be this year?
For Jenna? Or for me?
For you.
For the second, obviously.
It's the first. But what else have you won?
I won a NEC race.
What's NEC?
Oh, number 4 got T-boned.
Oh. Whoa. They
By
have been
25.
Crikey, that's a fair place to end up.
To be honest, I have not been hearing kind words about
Stop.
that car.
Sorry. There was no contact, but somehow the car was behind him, and somehow he went straight, seemingly forgot. Maybe. But it looked like for me for a moment that 04 was hit by 25, but it seems like there wasn't some hit, must have been lag. So I'm
Dom, can
taking
you
back
win
what
this
I
race
said.
from this position? As I predicted, confidently predicted, Jenna were in a fight for the win with Conquest before the last round of pit stops. Was I right? I think I was.
Perhaps. CSF, you are still good at it.
Yeah. I notice things, boys and girls. I notice things.
Yeah. It is. Fantastic. It's so fantastic that indeed I'm watching the wrong car and I'm wondering why we're in 4th on the server, but that's my fault. I kind of wondered why our 9 car suddenly had yellow rear wing end plates, which is the way you can tell them apart, by the way, which is good to know about 3/4 for the race. But yeah, that's how you can tell the 9 and 29 apart. The 29 has yellow rear wing end plates and 9 has black ones.
I actually find it hard to tell them apart, but now I know. Well, usually you have got something like mirrors being in different colors, but
you can't do that here.
You can't do that here. You have to put the mirrors into the class colors, which makes sense since GT2s are actually having the same bodyworks as GT1s.
So what's better car, AS6, FD or XR?
What do you mean? Over the season or?
No, for the next, no, AS6. For the next
AS6 it should be pretty balanced actually. I think the F-Star might have just a little bit of more, end state pace. Because it should be able to run R2, R3.
R2, R3?
Yeah.
What?
Of course.
For AS6?
Yeah.
GT2, I mean.
Oh, GT2?
I didn't run GT1, fuck GT1.
No, no, I'm in it. Go away.
I'll be honest with you, I'm not driving GT1, I've driven GT1 since 2010.
AS6? What do you mean? It was a better car for AS6 and GT2 then? I would take SZR, but that's me.
Do you want to come and drive me, Dom?
No. I'm questioning if I want to drive at all, to be honest.
You do. We can have the Dream SR team again, me, you, and Isaac. Let's be honest. I mean, the way this is going, we'd win. We would win.
Well, it's always hard to make predictions, but maybe. To be honest, if we were gonna do it now, someone would crash us off just to make sure that we don't win, so we're wrong.
Probably, yeah. I mean, they tried that at KY2, if you remember, when we had the fastest package and Wilco got about 50 million punctures, and then
that was KY3. That's
KY3, yeah, it was KY3, sorry, yeah.
We were second, not winning.
KY2 we finished second, me, you, and Miko. Yeah. When I had my new PC and I couldn't see anything.
Tursage into the pits.
I did qualifying for some reason, I don't know why. My arrogance. I've been fasting practice! No, I can't see anything, I don't know what's happening, it's new. The graphics are too good, it's not from 2004.
The last ever MOE season race, guys. That was the last ever one.
That was good, we had a good race though, we really did.
Yeah, because we took advantage of the short pit stops.
Yeah, we just drove a sensible race and finished second. It's clever.
Behind Corius.
Yeah, that was pretty bad. We should have won that race. To be honest, we won that race.
But yeah, obviously. I agree.
Did you start that race? I think you did, didn't you?
No, you did start the race.
Did I do the first 2 hours? You did the middle 2, Miko
yeah,
go last.
And by the second stint you started singing.
Oh yeah, I was really bored, yeah. Well no, because I mean, oh yeah, I've still got that NPR, because I was quite happy with that stint. Don't like the XRR. But yeah.
I didn't even want to drive it, you came
You
up
were
with
the
the
one
idea.
who wanted to.
No, I didn't bleeding want to drive it.
No,
I think we listened to him.
We drove that because of Miko. Miko could drive the FZR.
I remember I did practice in FZR, and then I got up to some decent pace, and suddenly the story was, oh, we're gonna drive XR.
Yeah.
And I was like, you what, mate?
Yeah, I think we're still in the right decision. Probably. Because with KY2 is fun on the XR. I don't know why I did qualifying.
I don't think I would have. I don't know. It's too long ago.
My new PC just come. I'm gonna do it. Right? No, that's not a good idea. Well, we finished second, so it's alright. Ladies and gentlemen watching the stream, you can tell the fact that Dom and I are reminiscing that nothing very much is actually happening on track just now. Pitkanen is going to go in the pits at some point, not sure when. He's going to take on a very light fuel load, so he's going to actually extend his lead. I mean, Goik is right there behind him just now. This is going to be fun, I'm really looking forward to this.
We've got a slow
Pitkanen's
LLM
getting
car.
blocked. Oh, Goik's going to catch him. Here we go, Goik's going to take lead. Oh, look how much he caught up on brakes. Here we go, P1, Conquest taking the lead. No, maybe not. See, I have missed this in a way.
To be honest, since the two cars you're seeing fighting for the lead, plus the other Conquest, oh dear, it's 62 LLM.
Yeah, it's
No, but you know what I mean.
It's
I
Elvis.
have actually missed. I think quite happy to be back, sort of chatting to the people, talking nonsense. That's what I do best. Oh,
there he goes.
3 times out.
More jujutsu. Oh, sorry. I
The
tried.
62 LLM car!
Well,
Yeah,
then,
Phobos.
well, no.
No, he timed out when his teammate was just pitting. So his teammate
Well, then,
can't
teammate's
pivot.
got to carry on then. Picking and pits.
Oh, pit cannon in the pits.
Dom, you should have told us.
I didn't bloody know!
Pitkin and pits, if I'm remembering his
Javanzo's
voice.
passed.
Pitkin and pits.
Tomek just leapt himself back.
I'm just sorry, but I'm being very, very, very underwhelmed here by beer that taste of cornflakes, which is just completely irritating. Yes, I expected that silence.
Ivanov back in the car.
Javansu! Oh, Javansu and Dennis Lind! That's not Dennis Lind, is it? No, it's not yet.
Yeah, a lap behind.
Bit chaotic there.
And even more case ahead because there are more GT2 cars.
Hey, GT2s!
Let's see how this turns. Oh,
Bit of lag there.
yeah, and a bit of bump.
And Nokia will attempt to get his lap back. Oh, bump drafting? That's not legal, my friend.
You just have been caught on tape.
But not only that, he also tried to do it to me, so...
Bump drafting. And another bump. And another bump.
What you're seeing here is poor driving. Standards. Not poor driving full stop, poor driving standards. What you can do,
Three
I can
bumps
do...
on a straight make it a penalty here. Is there something
Well,
like this
basically,
guideline?
Basically, your answer said, what you can do, I can do better. Gave him 3 bumps instead of just 2.
At least they didn't wreck each other while bump drafting. Otherwise, Miley Cyrus would have come naked.
I refuse comments on this.
You don't know the video wrecking ball of her.
I don't know her at all because I don't want to. I could care less about her existence, full stop.
Full stop. Car number 4 in the pits. He'll come most easily in 7th position.
Indeed.
No connection to the car ahead, no connection to the car behind.
Yeah, they're driving their own little bubble there.
Yeah, they just want to finish.
What a good idea, you get points for it. If this was the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix, you'd get twice as many. We go, Bartolotto takes back over. Holy moly, almost got chopped off by Bertoni there in the pit lane.
Nearly an unsafe release.
Unsafe release.
Yeah, Bertoni giving the car to Mignot. in the Mafia Racing GT2. The blue
Oh,
and white.
and again, contact between 22 and 30.
Again on the straight. Ooh! Tom!
My name is Ken Bork and this is Gymkhana 7. That's a bit of an adventurous drift there.
Well, usually those scenes end like, I got it, I got it, I got it. Okay, I lost it. But this time it worked.
Or usually they start with, look at this.
Yeah, right.
I'm not sure why Yavansu was fighting Nokia so much, because he's close to the end of his stint. And they as a group are coming up to quite a lot of GT2 traffic now.
Number 61.
He just dives out of the way, which he has done all race, to be honest.
You really got to look at Goik's lap times at the moment. I think Goik's just going to emerge in front of Jin Racing. I think it's very, very close.
Looking at how
just are.
thick his tyres are, I think he's going to go for a couple of laps. Not just a couple, and I think that will probably result in a shorter pit stop. And that might just be it.
So this is going to be the final
Countdown.
final countdown. 1 hour and 1 minute and 20 seconds to go. Oh!
Oh man.
This was definitely no bump drafting bump.
It was definitely a crash bump.
Get out of the way, son! I'm ahead!
No, he's gonna try and draft back past him, I think. There we go, that's why he let him go. I'm really not sure why they're fighting. All they're doing is losing time.
Number 7 in the pit lane.
Oh, Goik delayed by Kingsbury. Kingsbury driving Kingsbury-ish.
Which says more than you might think.
There's a thing.
So yeah, it's going to be the final endurance hour of December. We are followed by a busy January with the 12-hour race of GT2. Why keep I say GT2 World Series? Of GT World Series.
To be honest, it is mostly GT2.
GT World Series.
It's Masters of Endurance, people. We tell you. Has Samsung Advancer still got a 500 servers logo on his car?
Yes, he has. Not just one.
I thought I noticed something today. I might be out the loop for a while, but Frankie 500 is no longer a moderator.
Yeah, he isn't.
So, shut up, phone. So does that mean that he never existed?
Perhaps.
If someone scores a goal in Manchester City, does anyone care?
For a second I thought that Reed Kingsbury made contact with himself, but no, his teammate took over because of all those contact messages. But yeah, Leibniz takes over from Kingsbury in the 25 after that.
But you have to admit that would have been a great protest.
That would have been fantastic. Protesting my inner self.
Yeah, it's even better than protesting the starting lights. Yeah, to conclude what I begun, I wanted to say it's going to be a busy endurance month with the 12-hour race on the weekend of the 11th of January, and this is followed just 1 week later by the 24-hour race of Desire of Patience Tour at the beautiful Fernbay Black Reversed track.
Oh, who cares about those? It's Dubai and Daytona, my friend.
And it's really the weekend of Daytona?
I don't know if it is. I'm just saying Dubai and Daytona in January.
Ah, okay. Yeah,
it will be worth watching this year. A 60-car grid is quite something.
And Travance's driving into the back of the voice of City Liga, Christian Kistner. The old voice of City Liga. The new voice is sitting next to me. What are you laughing at?
I am
your contract
Evil.
For the next 10 years. So either way, we are joined now by Mr. Jonathan Power.
Hello? No, it was breakfast just now.
What? Breakfast?
For dinner. Breakfast for dinner.
That makes sense.
What? Okay. How are you doing? Not being in charge today.
I'm annoyed. Because somehow, even though I'm not the race director, I've ended up doing more work than I do when I race direct.
That sounds like a bad deal.
I'm just merely a servant in the presence of a vengeful god.
Okay. This,
Eventful what? Never heard.
That's the spiritual part of this broadcast, which we just closed with the sentence.
I was trying to count how many protests I've done. Or how many protests we've gone through.
Over 9,000! Or not.
Yeah, and hey, there's another one.
Anyways, you wanted to talk some NDR stuff related things.
Pussy brew.
Pussy brew. What messages do your soul carry? Does your soul carry?
No more GT2 applicants for GT World Series.
Yeah, I'd like more GT1 applicants. What I kind of want to mention is that, you know, we obviously know that there's been a kind of a discontinuance in participation in ye old Live for Speed. You know, it's our home, it's great, it's where we live, it's where we became, where we're known. We're always going to keep, we'll be the ones to turn the lights out on LFS, basically, pretty much. But I do kind of want to mention that it looks like, based on the way I see things, the way the general consensus is, at least of people in LFS, it seems like most people are probably going to go for Assetto Corsa if and when its multiplayer comes out, and it's an excellent multiplayer.
They're gonna save it till they have their first Phantom 4X. That's the way I see it, at least. You know, everyone's saying it. But until the real deal,
how it works.
Until the real deal's out, no one can say anything, because frankly, no one knows, unless you happen to be working at Kunos. And even then, you might not know.
And I think we'll vote for, I think the alternate place to go. Like, let's say Assetto Corsa has a fail of a multiplayer and doesn't get it working or somehow abandons it. R Factor 2. But of course, we'll keep LFS for as long as possible. LFS will be the primary.
Well, I was gonna say till only about 7 people should turn up for a race, but that already happened this year.
Yes.
That happened to R Factor 2 League. From someone I was told.
I remember
that he organized it.
Did any of you watch the Formula Sim Racing Winter Series? I think it was called. In R Factor 2. It was the most hilarious thing I have ever watched, because if you think iRacing Pro Series races and DWC rounds have massive start crashes, you clearly haven't been watching FSR Winter Series. Also, so you're saying 18 of 24 cars have been wiped out at the first lap? Oh well, that's a shame. Let's go on.
I think FSR also runs here on some Race TV.
Yeah, I know it does. I don't think anyone from there will be watching. If yes, I'd probably have a lawsuit coming.
Also, just want to mention that, yeah, I don't know what caused the tracker failure. And about the only other alternative I have to try and mend it is to restart the box, which is the same that the game server's on, so can't do it in the middle of the race. We do want to let everyone know that Last Lap Motorsports GT2 car 52 completed 33 laps before they timed out. Right now, they are halfway through the 155th lap of this set of laps. So they completed 154 plus 33. You know what you get. So they'll put them somewhere in the area. So I think they were timed out about halfway around the lap. Took them a while to get in. Let's see, they're on lap 187, which would put them. Look, it would put them just ahead of car 55, so they would be in 18th overall. Provisionally, just ahead of 55. Car 55 is coming onto the motorway, and 52 is coming off of the motorway. Discuss while I calculate car 58.
Okay, that puts him into 8th position.
On the track, in the race, in the standings.
Car 58, Team Vires. 25 laps before they timed out. They were working their 164th lap since they rejoined. Puts them on 188 total since they've completed 163 so far. They're currently heading into the motorway section of the course. And that would put them, it looks like, just behind car 69 and ahead of car 77. So it looks like it would be Mafia, Virus, and then Core Racing, and then
Noziak,
LOM,
Noziak,
car
what's
32,
going on
and
with
even
Noziak?
off. Or Noziak, excuse me.
He's in.
He's in the pits.
This is a bit.
Is that? Yeah,
That's not a yellow flag situation. Stupid LFS.
That
I
happens,
still
I think,
remember-
when you're too close to the
Anyway.
racetrack.
Anyway, Deco.
Hello?
No. Live for Speed from an administrative point of view. Is it viable?
If the racers...
Not in the long term.
Yeah, it's going to be, as long as there's still people that are willing to put in at least 20 minutes of effort to do a setup, show up, enter, and race. Yes.
The trend's
What's it
continuing
viable
as it
for?
is. No.
It's viable for just doing the racing. Is it viable for doing streams like this all the time? No. Is it viable for mega championships like what Elvis Card has been in its heyday, what the Kia 250 has been in its heyday, what even MOE was in its heyday? No.
No.
It's basic. It's back to basics. Is part of that because of the lack of experience with drivers, the lack of racecraft? Yes. Is part of it due to the lack of new content?
Yes.
Decreasing motivation? Yes. Is part of it due to just the attitudes of people forgetting that racing is racing, every race is...
Yes.
Yes! Is it because iRacing puts out new content every
No.
10 weeks? No. LFS is still LFS. It's still a perfectly viable sim as a piece of software. But it's the people around it.
But I could claim that
difficult.
Grand Prix 4 is still a viable piece of software.
There are still leaks in GP Legends.
But GB
Yep.
Legends was actually a game changer. Live for Speed isn't.
Yes, but still doesn't make it any better because it's still very old.
LFS's strength is what you can do with it.
It's the netcode.
You can't do what you do in LFS with iRacing. LFS,
So if it's,
you can have your
if
server up
Assetto
24/7.
Corsa,
You can code your own thing.
right,
iRacing, you
so if
can stuck with
Assetto
what they
Corsa
have.
was to completely blow Live for Speed's netcode out the water, well, even if it did get close to Live for Speed's
Then
netcode,
say goodbye. It's time to say goodbye then, because well, that's the last thing, you know. If Assetto Corsa has the netcode and has takeovers, then I am sorry, but I cannot see many continuing.
Exactly.
Most
That is
people-
exactly it, Dom.
Most people will be continuing just for the sake of continuing until they notice, hang on a minute, I'm racing against 5 people here. Where has the rest gone?
Yeah,
I think that's how it will end, if it will end. If. No one can say, because no one can predict the
if
future.
LFS can push out several new pieces of content, I'm thinking 4 tracks and at least 7 new cars. That may be enough to draw enough interest back in that it can resist what a set of course gets if the quality is
it takes
there.
more than that. It takes more than that. Live for Speed has to modernize its graphical
needs-
content as well.
If anyone's been noticing, there has been a pretty hefty discussion in the 3D
Yeldy,
test patch
3D,
thread.
Yeldy.
It's been that Scowen is actually now going to look into making LFS at least DirectX 9. Because once he gets to 9 instead of 8 like it currently is, or whatever it is, 9 gives that little extra.
8,
7,
yeah.
no? Is it?
I think
I think
S1
it's
was
7.
7.
I think
I think because of some things I did record with various programs trying to do streams, it gave me as information LFS DirectX 7. But I'm not sure about it.
It's true.
As part of things that Scowlin's finding while he's doing 3D, he thinks that right now might be the time to do DX9 while he's doing 3D. Once he gets it to DX9, and of course this could change on his whims because he's the one that does the coding. He's the one that does it. He's kind of looked into it.
He could go, oh well, no, sorry, no, there was a problem, and early 2009 is early 2019.
I think LFS, what I think is partly also the reason of the lack of push through is LFS does absolutely no marketing. If you look on Facebook at the Assetto Corsa page, if you look at iRacing with all their preview videos and whatnot and screenshots, there is a lot more attention drawn to those things, drawn to that new content, drawn to that game in general, and I think that's especially one of the strengths of Assetto Corsa. They have just got the promotion nailed down 100%. And if you don't know about a game, or if you just hear about it and you hear, oh well, there are 10 people playing, you're not gonna buy it, are you?
Yeah, and with Assetto Corsa you also see that delays are, when handled right, are not as much of a problem. The situation is a different one because the delay of Assetto Corsa was when it didn't exist. So actually, it's no time lost.
I think Need for Speed really needs to modernise its approach as well. Scowin should actually release the tyre physics at a certain point rather than going for perfection. You don't get perfection in simulation. That's the point of simulation, it's close.
Especially you don't get a perfection with on a simulation with normal PCs. I mean, if you wanted to really replicate every single little bit, that would take such processing power.
Yeah, but imagine this track with perfect physics.
Wouldn't work.
No, exactly.
It wouldn't be. It would not be possible to be run on a home computer.
I don't think simulation drivers are looking for perfection. They're looking for something that's fun, that is
and as good as it can be,
realistic, probably.
As good as it can be in the circumstances.
If it feels right to people who've done it in real life, then it's going to feel right for the Joe average punter.
Top of which, if people who've done it in real life say it's feel right, that's a good thing, a good thing to promote yourself with.
For instance, double left-hander here. That's a really stupid corner.
With who?
For the here SO4, the double left.
Oh yeah, you mean that Mickey Mouse corner at the start of Sector 2, you mean?
Yeah, it should be a pure hairpin sweep. Actually, SO4 could be much improved by making that corner one sweep.
And maybe improve it by
that double left
one sweep and then get rid of that stupid right-hander and the whole track is fast.
Don't think though that everything people are demanding and saying, I don't think that's doable by one guy or two guys. I think that actually needs 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, maybe 10 people to do it. I don't think it's doable for one person, and I just think that's really where you fall behind the most. If you've got one person doing all the coding and one person doing all the physical and graphical stuff, you're inevitably gonna fall behind things like iRacing and Assetto Corsa and R-Factor 2, who have way more people who do the same thing, basically.
I was just trying to give a quick look to try and find where Scowen was discussing in the test patch thread section about this DirectX 9. What? Yeah, some of these corners, like the infamous chicane at Kyoto Grand Prix Long, coming off the oval, coming back onto the oval the other way around. It's not a chicane, quoting Chris.
It's not a corner.
What does a chicane do? It slows the car down. What does it do? What does this one do? Watch this.
It lets you go through in 5th gear doing about 220 in a GT1.
Just to say something about the race, sorry for the interruption. There was
What, the
pit
race?
stop by Ivanov. He fell behind Conquest, and we're still waiting for the Javansu pit stop.
He's a fair bit ahead of Conquest. It might actually work out, you know.
So, we've been joined by Dennis Lind again.
Give me a
Dennis?
second.
Well, hang on a second, he says. Oh, he's gone again. Oh, well, never mind.
Just very quick before we go on, I do want to give my sincere thanks to you, Chris Ford,
I'm back.
you, Thilo Falkenberg, you, Dominik Engel, for doing your commentary today, Dom and Thilo for the commentary earlier this season, everyone else who's helped, Mr. Isaac Price helped earlier this season, everyone else who's helped on the commentary side, making these broadcasts excellent. Also, of course, Mr. Jonathan. I'll get to you in a minute, Dennis. You attention for.
I forgot the word. Go on.
Mr. Jonathan Provost, taking the reins at race director position today, so I can kind of make sure he is able to race direct in case I suddenly fall off the face of the earth during the 24 hours because I'm tired. Or whatever. He's been a good help. Mr. Jack Atkinson back in the admin booth after a while, taking some time from his busy personal life. You know, having a personal life, what is that? Stu Baker, of course, the excellent safety boat driver. He's having
I'll be bored of Deco's speech.
He's having some delicious winter cider while he's driving the safety car, since fortunately he's been consuming most of it after he's had to drive, so he's in good shape right now. Of course, everyone else who's helped in the admin reign. Of course, Dom, you helped with the rules and the skins and raging at me when I make mistakes. And of course, the racers.
With a pleasure.
The least of which thanking Dennis Lind.
Oh,
This
Worst
one,
racer the worst racer that has set wheels on the track today, Dennis Lind.
Okay.
Dennis, why are you so terrible?
Just since Deco's not done this himself, let's all thank Deco as well. Thank you, Deco.
Yeah,
Thank you, Deco.
I do nothing.
I'm clapping, by the way.
With what?
That's your G25, isn't it?
I'm clapping my
It
arm.
sounds more like 2 bits of plastic knocking at each other.
Yeah, I was afraid you're gonna say something
Anyway,
else.
Mr.
Yeah.
Lind, you were invited in here. Ooh, Tommy Oscar might come and join us as well, apparently.
He's also a real life racer.
Okay, let's do
Really,
both
is
of
he?
you then.
No way.
Okay, right, let's have the both of you then, Tommy and Dennis. Live for Speed. Is there a future? What does it have to do to be competitive again? Is S3 is surely vital for it, but does it have to actually retain its core element in order to be able to go against iRacing, which is, I think lots of people here will agree, is sort of a bit bloated. Essential Corsa looks as though it's going to try and get certain things that LFS has, but surely with S3 LFS can stave the competition off, can it?
I think just iRacing, for instance. I think LFS is never going to get the same kind of hype that iRacing has, because
No.
it has so much backing from pretty much everything.
And-
I mean,
Real life series, especially.
as well, yeah. I mean, NASCAR is back in the series, V8 Supercars is
V8
back in the
Supercars, yeah.
and I mean, there's so much backing from all these people because it is basically just a money machine and they just haul in money every day. I mean, what they've done is great for the sim racing community, a bit bad for Live for Speed, but you know. But for S3, I think it's going to be hard because most of the core members of the LFS community is, well, of course, waiting still, and they will be active again once S3 comes out, but I don't think it will be at the same level that it was in 05 or 6 or 7.
We need to remind ourselves what S3 means now. A few years ago, Scowen changed what it is. S3 is not the software version, it's not the actual
It's just the
software,
access
it's
license.
the content. Rockingham is supposed to be S3. If tomorrow morning they flipped the switch and put Rockingham out, guess what? S3's available. Wow,
Yeah.
that's so impressive.
But they changed their mind.
S3's whatever is that content level. So what some people, it's I think there's a lot of people in LFS that are kind of setting themselves up for disappointment because they haven't realized that that's what S3 is. S3 is not going to be
Just
rain. It's not going to be breakable bits off a car. That's
It's
going
not
to be
gonna be.
LFS.
It's not gonna be
It's
S2.
going to be a track. It's going to be a car. It's going to be the cars. It's going to be the cars you can get. It's going to be maybe a certain track editing feature you get.
More high-res RB4 textures.
A bridge for
Possibly.
autocross.
Powerboat
It
racing.
would actually be really cool.
Flying machines. What would be really cool was if we had to like have a proper like wind tunnel and you could model the bits yourself. Oh,
Well, in a way,
That goes way beyond.
in a way, to be honest, let's be honest. After a time, everyone would just do the same thing, and all the cars would look the same.
so what? It would bring
Well,
back that.
Kind of defeats the point. I'd rather see them, for like the FOA, I'd rather see them like have a high downforce kit you can run, low downforce kit you can run, medium downforce kit, like those kind of things. I think that would be quite nice.
It'd be cool if everyone had the same engine and tires, and the only thing you could really change was the chassis, and you had to develop it yourself
Oh yeah.
as a team.
I said yesterday that I thought that one of the major things I think Sims still do not have a grasp on is weather. And I think that one of the things I would like to see in S3 is actually, considering all this team involvement that we have with Live for Speed, I think it's close you get to like Le Mans and all that, an actual weather forecasting system for teams. You've got, the weather is there and it's going to be changeable, a bit like R Factor 2 got just now. But it's sort of, there's a separate screen like in LFS World or something for forecasting the weather during certain races. That'd be quite interesting for teams.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, if all of the whole LFS world, like Aston, South City, Blackwood, you get the idea. Like all of the tracks were part of one big Live for Speed world, and that would have like one forecast for all of it. That would be pretty epic. So that the forecast was always planned out.
The way I want it is, you can either fix the conditions. So if you want to do a practice session and you want to turn on heavy rain just to see how it is, just to kind of test your skills, you can do that. Server owner can set that. The server owner can set the wind, what range it could come from. Like say we want it to come from between 90 and 110 degrees. It comes from, that east-southeast between 15
I think,
and 25
Gecko,
miles
actually,
an hour.
you make a good point there with the wind. You could actually say before the race, you wouldn't tell the drivers this, but you give them their LFS World sort of thing. You'd say maybe it comes from 80 degrees to 150 degrees.
Sure runs through to pits.
Yeah, and what you do is
It's
you
gonna
can
keep
look
the
at
lead.
South City is kind of essentially a track in London or in the London area, so you can go to the UK Meteorological Office website, see what they say the forecast is for the time you're running the race. You can put that into your program, you can say, hey, just watch the forecast for London. We're going to set the server to be in that general area. So if it says the wind's going to be out of the west between 20 to 30 miles per hour, like it was for this evening in London, I can set between 45 and 115 degrees for the wind, or that'd be east or whatever.
Yeah, yeah, I get you.
You still get the speed. And then what you do is you can say, here's kind of the weather pattern I want. Do I want it to start dry? Do I want to start like dry, or do I want to start hot and humid and then getting cold and rainy? Or do I want to start cold and rainy and get hot and humid, but you know in advance, you kind of in a week in advance, you can start giving the forecast. But since you're the guy running it, you can kind of tweak that, kind of like how the real weather patterns can, because you know they can change really quickly. So what you do is that gives you control. So either you can kind of set it like that, or you can LFS can be told where the tracks are, so it goes and pulls the forecast automatically and reacts accordingly. So teams can go look at the radar for that location and use that to guess, okay, do I need to maybe start to think about going to inters first, or do I need to start going on slicks early? So and that allows the racers and the teams and the drivers to look at whatever resources they know to get it. So that's essentially the same.
To me, weather is simulation. The physics are simulation as well, but to me, weather in racing is actually a big role. You can actually, I don't think a sim that is actually mass populated now actually even gets the fact that track temperature changes tyre wear.
Yeah, well, there is actually one that has that. GTR2 has a few mods
GTR2
available.
do
that's true.
GTR2 has all that, and you can do the weather dynamically, so you can basically do it on the go.
I completely agree with what you were saying, Deco. I think actually you could maybe issue a weather forecast at the start, and you could actually put your wind will be between. I mean, currently LFS it just blows all over the place, but you could say it'll be between 65 degrees and 130 or something, and the rain will maybe come.
Yeah, what you say is, you could say is, one of the Catilas is off in turn 12. Everyone that's the fast couple corners before. He stopped. Did he maybe stall the engine when he spun? He is slipping up. Anyway, that's for world-class Lions.
We should actually mention, just to point this out, Vortex have won this race. And I don't know how the hell they've done it, but Yamansi's done a great job, and he's won this race, and Conquest are going to finish second.
No, that's not set yet. Even if it's at a high pace, and they are just 2 seconds.
Okay,
yeah,
so
2.4
won the
seconds.
Conquest, and I can't actually believe that they have won this race. Wait, sorry, we were on future simulations.
My computer doesn't allow me to actually run R-Factor, but R-Factor 2, but I've installed it and loaded it up just to kind of look at the menus.
It's got some really cool stuff.
Many good features, yeah.
And
what it does is, I know you can assign just a static weather for the entire session, or you can it divides your session into fifths. It's kind of pointless to do that into fifths for like a 10-lap race, but for a 24-hour race, that's
Makes
reasonable for the weather pattern. So you can say it starts soaking wet, dries up a little bit in the evening, stays dry through the night, rain picks up again in the morning, or rains during the night, gets really hot the next day. What makes a racing sim not a hot lapping sim is that changing environment. If it's something as simple as the racing line actually getting rubberier and the offline getting slicker, that is a significant environment change.
Yeah, I still think that the best one I ever drove, I don't know if Tommy or Dennis or anybody, Dom, I don't think you did. Thilo, did you drive GP4? Because GP4 had that nailed.
Yeah, I drove it back then just with the keyboard.
I never drove GP4. I remember though that I heard from someone who should know way better than me that for R Factor 2 there's already like some kind of server add-on that basically reads the real life weather of some kind of source and applies it to the server settings.
Now, that'd be
Which is
interesting.
quite cool.
Dennis has disappeared. I think they must be in trouble. Tommy, you still here?
I'm still here, yeah.
So did you drive GP4, Grumpy 4?
No, I didn't really.
Did you not? For God's sake, all of you young children! For fuck's sake, it was ridiculous. I mean, I can remember one of my greatest races. I was racing Mika Hakkinen and Michael Schumacher, and it was raining in Italy, and I burnt my tyres out. And I chose hards, and I completely destroyed them on the green track, sliding about, and Hakkinen caught me on a stupid soft McLaren. It was great. And if I made one mistake, I was in the wall.
Which season did that
2001 it was based on.
Okay, that's pretty cool. 2001 was
it was great. Grumpy 4 is still the best game I've ever played.
Well, I've been doing a lot of R Factor 2 leagues. Well, a lot. I did some R Factor 2 series some months ago when I became inactive on LFS, and it's very fun with all the weather things because it changes quite dramatically and it just makes it more dynamic. So what we usually did in one of the series that we just took a forecast from the internet and just tried to make it the same, really.
I
and
think,
it worked out quite nice.
I think that's a good point again, but again, the thing about the internet is it's not really focused on what's going to happen in the future. I think really you've got to make it a surprise to everybody. I think surprise is still an element of sim racing that people don't quite like. I think that when Deco put, oh, it's going to be wind. I know Live for Speed Wind is absolute bollocks because it's designed by an idiot, but it really, it's surprising, it's fun, in a way.
I will confirm I will probably put low wind on for the final 2 rounds, if only out of
high wind on.
people who complained.
Tommy,
no one would have complained if you said it last week.
Tommy, what were you going to say?
Real quick, just want to mention those of you watching still, what you're watching is the battle for second in the GT1 class. Mr. Vodoiars for Conquest, racing in the predominantly yellow-gold car, is leading Krasimir Ivanov in the predominantly black and slightly greenish, orangish GT1 genuine racing
Meant to be
car.
gold!
Okay, it's meant to be gold, okay. I can't see it very well amongst all the virtual speed on here.
It looks
So
yellow
keep
to
watching that.
I
Vodoiars
know,
is pulling away
I'm
a little bit on the straight. Clear track for a long while right now. The next closest car
I will
ahead
shout if
is
something
in turn
happens.
3.
I will interrupt your discussion.
Well,
Okay,
I'm
so-
watching, so I'll talk.
So Tommy, you did have something to say a minute ago to what I was saying.
Me?
Yes, you were
He was
opening your
finished.
microphone, but Deco brutally interrupted you.
Well, I can't really remember, but I just want to say that the force feedback on Assetto Corsa is really great. Because I've been using it lately,
I
and
think
it just feels awesome. Coming back to LFS, the force feedback just feels there, really.
It's really, you know, when you go to a set of course, it just feels like it feels tight, and it feels like it's connected to the car you're driving, you know.
Yeah,
Exactly.
that was always one of the
and
big
then-
things I couldn't be arsed with.
And then you come back to LFS and you're like, what the hell is this? Have I been driving this all these years?
Exactly.
And it really takes some time to get back used to it, because you just jump into a set of course and you think, yeah, this is good, and then you go back and you think like, oh well, I should have stayed with HC.
Exactly. I have the exact same feeling.
So don't worry, boys and girls, if you're watching this out there and you've never played a sim before, we'll be streaming an Assetto Corsa in less than a year with Tommy, Dom and Dennis driving.
What?
What? only if the 458 GT2 car's out by then, or the Z4 GT3.
No, we will be, don't worry.
I probably never will download or buy or play Assetto Corsa.
Why?
I'm simply not
Dennis
interested
is
in
a
this.
spiteful, vengeful idiot.
Why?
I'll buy it. For you, Dennis.
I'll be honest, you know. I'll be honest, you know. I don't think this is such a simple question. You know, what's the best alternative to LFS? There is no best alternative to LFS. I think.
Oh no, I agree with that.
One sim does this best. One sim does that best. One sim does that best. It's just like that. It's always been like that.
Dennis was saying earlier when I asked him.
Inside corner of the wall at turn, that's 8, coming onto the hill, and he has lost bucket loads of time to Wadoviars.
20 minutes to go in the race.
Dennis, in your first interview, I think it was, I asked you whether you thought LFS had a future, and you said that it did because you were speaking to a lot of the old people who were involved, and I think I speak to a fair few of them as well. That aren't currently there, and I think Tommy probably will as well, and Dom will as well, etc., etc. But I think LFS still, as an organic simulator, is probably the best feel
Yeah.
that a lot of people still have. It's just gotten to the point where people are bored.
I would say if the people were there, you know, if you were coming into an environment where there are people and they're racing against each other and there's competition, and you come into this because there's no simulator that's easier accessible than this one. And you just come in and you think like, wow, what have I been doing the whole time? I should have found this sooner. But the competitive edge is just gone. It's just not there anymore. I mean,
it's still there to a certain degree at the very top.
to a certain degree, yes. But
it's just.
I mean, we used to have this very, very straight curve, you know, from top of competition to bottom of competition. Now it's more like a bloody graph instead of a curve.
I think nowadays...
I can remember being excited from when Mark Bunby joined me at Tonic Realms because it looked so it was really quite a cool adventure. It didn't turn out to be a cool adventure, but it looked as though it was at the time. And I think that GT2 actually isn't as strong as it was.
No,
if you look at today's races,
even if you look at qualifying that we had yesterday, at times were not as fast as GT2 World Series last year with the same cars.
Yeah, I think.
I came in like in this round. I've done one stint, and we're leading with like 2 laps. So definitely the level can't be.
No, that's why I'm looking at a 12 and 24-hour race and I'm going, well, if I was to convince a few people of mine to come back, well, I might win, maybe.
Oh, it looks like Sam Sivansa has been modifying his suspension quite a lot lately.
Who's his sister doing?
I don't know. Should I ask Isaac after the race and I'll tell you?
Isaac's not about. I've tried to find him.
Oh dear.
One thing I do kind of want to say about the competition aspect, the bar that everyone used to reach for when you started back in the days of Laurela and Ray Mooney and Sasa Pisic and all of that old guard, they left before the next guard matured and learned the race.
Of course.
And it just stopped, and it's not caught up.
Oh, there's a crash, safety car. No, hang on. No, not safety car, but there's it looked like it was in the safety cars, but the safety car used to sit. It's a LM car, and it was.
Why is he reversing out? He could just turn around forwards.
I do not know.
I'm just saying, you know, I'm just saying he could have turned around forwards because there's plenty of space there.
Yeah, but one thing we can't forget about that competition or that old guard you're talking about right there, like Sasa Pisic, Raymond Mooney.
There were updates back then.
Yes, also, but they're actually a part of the newer guard as well. Because Raymond Mooney didn't come in until pretty late. Sasa Pisic was not good until the best had already left. So
Skippy was never the best. Skippy was the best at
we have a car upside down,
chassis.
2 cars on their side at the hairpin. I am going to depart to the...
Oh, it's both LLM GT2 cars. You are kidding me. No way this is happening.
For God's sake.
You have crashed themselves out. If yes, that is the most ridiculous move I have seen in an endurance race ever.
I love a god. Anyway, Dennis is already departed. Tommy is departing now. I wonder if we're going to see them in the car again. No, Dennis, you're coming back. Tommy's going away. Dennis, you're not going back in the car now?
No, I'm not. I could, but no.
Tomic's very, very slowly honking his horn at LM and giving them the finger.
Well,
And
This is going to be interesting.
If they have really taken themselves out, this is just absolutely bloody ridiculous.
I'll go and watch the replay, shall I?
Yeah, please cheer us up, Christopher.
I will move Tommy out to AFK so he's not disturbed in case. Would you like my expert commentary?
I'm really impressed that the camera can show us both cars.
I'm really impressed that they managed to crash there.
I'm pretty... well, yeah.
I'm really,
You got to use the word impressed, because
I'm pretty
otherwise you would
impressed
break
that
it.
two teammates crashed and flipped in the slowest corner of the track.
I end up at the other side of it. It's got to be lag. It's got to be lag. I'm calling it now.
There's no excuse for stupidity, Chris.
What numbers?
62-52. That's that championship lead for LLM. It's history for sure now. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear.
There went Jonathan Palmer. He is actually
The hopeless car in this case, because there's no chance of rescue there.
and so
Another ridiculous last-minute restart, just like
Yep, for God's sake. One last that motorsport car breaks, the other one goes, oh, I want a piece of that, and rams
look what he's done! I can do that too!
Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
Wrong pedal, said Smiley. Well, it's still pretty impressive that we've only had 2 safety cars on South City.
It's not amazing. Remember, 4 years ago we went through IGTC with none.
Yes, but back then there was pros present.
Not really. To be honest, the people I saw crashing weren't pro.
Well done.
So, yeah. Let's wait for Repco's statement on our Facebook page.
Yeah, and I have Tomic raging here in the background because he was expecting to get past when I sort of tried to tell him that he was the next car in line. They were all lined up 1, 2, 3, and he was next, and he said, yeah, just watch. And he's still swearing.
As far as I know, there is no... No! Oh my god, you're kidding me.
What?
You can tell him that he should stop hitting the number 9 Jenner car, because that's what he just crashed him.
No, the
Incorrect,
last
Dominik.
comment
That was-
of Remco
that was
Major was time to catch the core racing car.
It was the Conquest car that got into the,
It was a car from behind, I'm pretty sure.
yeah, that could be Conquest.
No, you were behind us. Not Conquest. Conquest were in front of us.
Weird. But Tomic said that they had contact, he wasn't close. But I don't know. I only has eyes on the streams.
The funny wave around marathon is going on.
Oh, Remco Major posted onto the NDR website.
Ooh.
Ah.
Hey.
Two tired drivers talking on TS3. 62, can I wreck you? 52, no, but I can wreck you. Not 1 minute later, we are both upside down.
And the lift happily after.
This is our race leader, Gervansu, for Vortex. And this is our GT2 leader, Wisniewski, for... And there we have the second placed car in
Oh,
GT2.
you gotta be kidding me. Oh,
Massive wreck before they happened.
thanks. All because of car 14, which just spun on its own because they did.
I don't understand why people are staying so close to each other right now. I mean, everybody is trying to warm up their tires. They're obviously late in the stint and trying to keep the life in the ever so cooling tires, and people are just staying right up behind each
There'll
other.
be no
There's-
life in them, let's be honest, no matter what they do.
Yeah, but still there's...
Are we
there's
going green next time by? Would I be able to do the restart, please? Might be the last time I ever get to it.
Ever?
Ever.
Why ever?
Because I've done this once in the last 10 months. I'm not going to do it in another 10 months, and LFS will be dead. And nobody on iRacing thinks, well, they did at one point offer me money, but I said no. So, yeah. Can I do it, please?
We need the old school combos back.
AS2 folks.
SO1 Fox.
24 hours of Aston GP.
That got so boring. You know what? They should make turn 1 at AS5 banked.
Oh yeah, so it'd be like 200 plus kilometers an hour. Yes.
No, you wouldn't be able to do that, but it'd be a bit like sort of a Phoenix turn 1, you know, the Phoenix oval?
The oval.
Yeah.
Sure.
Are we going green this time, by?
It would be great if it was like the final turn of Mexico City.
Yes.
Oh yeah, the Protata. Oh, yes.
That's a man's corner.
Yeah.
I mean, the first corners of Aston GP is already a man's corner, but that would be manly. In any car. Even
Green
the
this
US one.
time by.
So, can I do the restart? Would that be
Yes,
alright?
you can.
I'm gonna stand up like Muddy Walker. So, we all ready for this restart, boys?
number 7 spins.
Apparently not. Ivanto leads us round. FTR is gone. There's one car between leaders in GT1, Conquest and Vortex. Ivanto takes a wide line and goes for it, and he is gone. And unfortunately, he is gone, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to sit down because, quite honestly, there's nothing else I can say. He's gone. He is so... Oh, well, that's disgraceful. Linda deserves shooting for that. Nope, nobody else got anything? No?
That was, yeah, a good start by Lorenzo. Not so good start by Linda.
It just sort of ruins the competition, doesn't it? I mean, there's a backmarker on the way, the backmarker refuses to go. It's not even as though he went slightly late. He went so late, the Pope was still not a paedophile.
The Pope, what, you mean the last Pope or the current one?
No, none of them really, but you know.
Well, let's be honest, we won't.
Sorry, cover up of paedophile offences.
Speechless.
Well, I think we can leave it at that, can't we?
Congratulations, Vortex, they have definitely won this race. The battle is for second between Conquest and Dennis. What's your team name?
Well, we are let down, so no.
Nito Velox.
Oh yeah, it's Ivanov, isn't it? Sorry.
Nito Velox.
Nitor Velox. Alright, okay, this race is over then.
Oh, we've got a spinner.
That was to be expected with those
Gas
tires.
bar.
Second to last lap this.
Runs hits a wall, but to be honest, he can hit as many walls as he likes right now because he's going to win this race.
He shouldn't hit the inside wall down here in the hairpin.
But that would just be stupid.
He did it.
Right, so 2 more laps to go at the end of this one. I'm still not sure how Vortex have won this race, to be honest. I cannot actually explain this one. I thought genuine racing or...
By going really fast, that's the answer, really. Because...
They seem to go out of nowhere though, they should not have won this race.
Yeah, but imagine CSF if they hadn't had to pit for damage twice.
No, I don't take anything away from Junis and Samsa's pace, but they've slammed the wall so many times, it's...
Well, in my opinion, they were at times 1 second faster than everyone else in the GT1 class minimum.
Yeah.
I think you've got to give good credit, great credit actually to Samsa and Eunice, because to be honest, the FXR, it's a dreadful car to drive, but they drive it so well that really, yeah.
Indeed. I would actually agree on, like, you know, giving the FXR maybe 15 or 20 more brake horsepower so it could take part in more races on the other tracks to, you know, have a proper four-wheel driven car. And
I don't think there should be any four-wheel driven cars, let's be honest, because they're banned by the FIA, but...
well, not by the ATO, so...
technically yes, because they're not four-wheel driven, they're 2x two-wheel driven.
New Dimension Racing is neither the FIA or the ACO, thank you very much.
Anyway, they're coming to the last lap. Vortex are going to win this race.
14 upside down. We've got a car upside down.
Oh, Vortex have won this race.
It's 54! GT2 leaders are upside down!
What?
No way! Wisniewski's upside down! Wisniewski being past there!
Fires are upside down with a lap
GT2
lead.
leaders are upside down!
Yeah,
what
but
the
they
hell
are
happened there? Yeah, but will that count? Because they won't cross the line!
No, they're not going to win this race. The winners are going to be 88 of GT2. We're still on the last lap. There's no... Has the yellow come out? All waved yellow.
Due to the fact that it's the last lap.
So Samson Avansu enters the final sector.
Whoa!
He passes the car upside down of Wisniewski, who spectates. He is out of it. Virus have lost it on the last lap with a lap lead.
And will still finish on third.
We'll still finish third, says Thilo. We'll still got some kind of compensation to them. But into the final corner come Vortex.eu in the FXR, the only FXR in the GT1 field.
In the whole field.
The whole field, a bus, let's be honest, it's a bus. But Avansu and Koskinen have won this race. I don't understand how, but they have. And there you go, Samson Avansu wins for Vortex.eu. He slides across, he somehow doesn't lose control. Oh wait, it's a bus. But yeah, they won. Well done. Well done. Second place for Conquest, and third for Genuine Racing. Fourth for Dennis Lind's team that I still do not have a clue who the hell they are.
And now jumping to 88, which is in a fight with 56, but out of the final corner.
Yep, 88 surely got it now. Iron are going to win.
Team. Wait for it.
110% Iron are going to win. Bjorndal is not.
It won't be enough. No way, that won't be enough.
Iron Club.
The Men of Steel win.
By...
And I do not understand how... I need... right, I'm going to go back and look at what the hell happened with the virus.
I have the fear there's going to be much discussion about this race afterwards.
You've got it right. So the first thing I think I must do is pay credit to Avansu and Koskinen for their victory, because quite honestly, they didn't look in it halfway when they were 8th after Koskinen hit the wall about 300 times. Thilo?
I'm speechless.
Well, but the only one left, so Thilo.
Yeah. We've seen a very long race, won by the team which has been the fastest around here, no doubt about it. But, well, I wouldn't have thought they would win it, because, yeah. Bedariets and Ivanov were those two who, the teams, Conquest and Genuine were the teams which actually did the least mistakes, but sometimes doing the least mistakes is not enough. Yeah. For the rest, well, the problem with the wheel and later with the double rear puncture through the
Oh Lord.
Nito Vinox.
Fire flipped themselves, crashing into the back of the GT1 driven by Scuderia Gas.
Oh dear.
They were so slow, the GT2 needed to pass and they wouldn't let them through.
So in GT2 it actually is that one mistake cost it.
It wasn't a mistake, he had nowhere to go, they were so slow through the corner.
Okay, well then... Yeah, still, it's a shame they've been there all race. Then, yeah, such an unfortunate event that makes that busts it. And yeah, so due to that, we have got Iron Club on the top of the podium, and Björndal with Savage Sim Sports, who returned to LFS. From what we know, he actually came in second position. Third must go to our leaders, because they have been a whole lap ahead to Virus.
Well, we'll let the tracker do that, I guess. I'm not entirely sure how that will play.
Yeah, tracker should do it.
Yeah.
So actually, if they had been a lap more ahead, we would have the unique scene that the leader of the class doesn't finish the race, but still wins. It's just the fact that those two leading GT2 cars have completed the 222nd lap as per the server. 24th lap, sorry. No, 22nd. It's just that Björndal did some more laps, and due to that fact, they are scored ahead of the car that completed 221 errorless, flawless laps, and then things happened.
Shall we just end the broadcast now? Shall I end it, Thilo, or do you want to end it?
I give it to you, since your voice was much longer not heard.
Ladies and gentlemen, Live for Speed still lives, but we all get bored occasionally. But today, there was a good race, and nobody really understands how an FXR won today. An FXR did win today, but should it have? Did everybody else make mistakes? Join us again for the 12 hours of Aston. We're coming for you again, Speed.